Nice. I think we got it working. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the show. Just getting it kicked off. Trying out a new format, so sit tight for a second. The YouTube short side is going to be over on OK High. Don't expect there to be a whole ton of viewers right now. Will be in the future, but right now, just slowly moving that over there, making it a little easier on myself and on the viewers. Okay, well. Sorry. Go ahead and get this on. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the show. Go ahead and get it up here. Just trying out a bunch of different stuff. I was working on a ton of different stuff last night. I think I'm good. I think I figured it out. I think I got it all sorted. I only really have one question. Cool. All right, that works. Lots of stuff to do here. All right. If you guys usually watch on YouTube Shorts, by the way, that is over on OK High. That is over on a different channel. What is going on? Just a second. Okay. All right, I think we can go ahead and start it up now. Sorry we were a little bit late. So for those of you that are unaware of what I'm doing, I'm in the middle of revamping a bunch of different stuff. In the middle of revamping a bunch of different stuff, going over a ton of stuff. I want my hair to dry a little more before I put a hat on, but what do you do? What do you do? It's either that or deal with messed up hair. All right. Let's get TikTok going. Fuck out. It's true. FM indeed. That's what we about up in here. That's what we about up in here. All right. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the show. If you guys want to go ahead and double tap the screen over on TikTok, comment, interact, get some people in here, and join up in on my other account.
I supported it.
Oh, God. Sorry. This one right over here. There we go. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the show. By the way, it won't be this chaotic in the future. It will be really streamlined. It'll be really streamlined going forward. The hat color, I love me some olive. You know what I mean? Some green, some olive green. It's good color. Olive green, always a good one. If you guys are want to double tap the screen over on TikTok, help us get some people in here. Would appreciate it. Get it out to some people. If you guys are over on YouTube, hit that like button. If you guys watch over on YouTube Shorts, head over to OK Hi in the link tree in the bio, and you guys can watch it over there. I just moved it over onto OK Hi. Ugh. So the process here is going to be pretty simple. Always wear a hat and still have hair. Yeah, hairline's spectacular. I don't know, just felt like wearing a hat. I mean, really, I just need to get my hair cut, but also I'm digging the hats. What's going on, everyone? If you guys want to go ahead and double tap the screen, comment, interact, help get some people in here. Have evening lives ended? No, they're still going. Last night, so basically what's happening is I'm doing an entire fucking revamp to the platform across the entire thing. And much of what I'm spending time doing is streamlining it. And that's been an issue. So it's most of the, I don't have it resolved yet, but I do have it most of the way figured out as to how it's going to work. So Drew, appreciate it. Thank you. Remember those mega callers who said they denounced Trump if they didn't release the Epstein files by last Friday? They never came back. No, they did not. No, they did not come back. Drew, appreciate it. Can we get some dubs and drumsticks in the chat? Would appreciate it. That would be awesome. If you guys want to watch over on YouTube Shorts, it is over on OK Hi in the link tree in the bio. You can watch it over on that YouTube. If you guys watch over on TikTok, that'd be cool. Hit that like button. Double tap the screen. Comment, interact. I'll get some people in here. That'd be cool. Oh wait, I gotta get this bad boy going. Drew, appreciate it. Thank you. Waiting to see if Josh is gonna join. I didn't have a lot of time to prep this morning. Because I was up all last night. I was up all last night to like 12:31 figuring out this. I won't say that I have it completely done, but it is very close. It is very, very close. Poll question: what's the best popcorn for World War III? Kettle corn. I have somebody named Chaos that I guess wants to debate. If you guys are over on TikTok, listen, the only way we're getting debates is if you guys double tap the screen. So help us get up to 100K as quick as possible. Don't forget we have a kick pool. Are you playing Tom McDonald? Who is that? That's fucking awful. It's fucking terrible. What trash was that? Was that McDonald? Ronald fucking McDonald? The weirdo? The weird dude? The weird dude? Terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. If you guys are rating Hop in the Box, would appreciate it. I might have to reset. If you guys don't double tap the screen, if you don't interact, if you don't comment over on TikTok, we just ain't gonna get debates. It's just as simple as that. It does require and rely on you guys to double tap the screen, to interact, to help get it out to people, to sub, to help out with the gift goal, whatever you gotta do. Hit that button up there that's a heart. Apparently that helps. I don't fucking know. See if Josh is. A page in here. All right, what do we got going on in the news? I don't know where all the regulars are. I kind of asked them kind of late because I was supposed to do solos in the morning, but I did not get time to prep last night. Trump encouraged Netanyahu to keep going. What happened to no new wars? What happened to no new wars? Jen, appreciate the sub. Thank you. Jen, appreciate the sub. Thank you. Are we officially in a war? No. No, and this is causing a lot of turmoil with the Republicans as well. They're at odds with each other. Even Tucker Carlson went after Ted Cruz last night. And the thing is the thing is, Ted Cruz has been one of the most vocal people on bombing Iran for whatever goddamn reason. Has been one of the most vocal people ever since ever since he really entered the public eye. I mean, he has been talking about bombing Iran for a long, long time. Ultimately, I mean, the reality is, I looked at the reports. There's no real way that you can stop Iran's nuclear program at this point. You know, Israel has done numerous different things, bombed sites of various different components, bomb sites that collect resources for various different components. They've even went so far as they've had 5 different assassinations against leading nuclear scientists for Iran. Some of them are really brazen, really, really brazen. And yeah, they've it's probably five different. I think it's 5 different scientists that they've assassinated. One, they pulled up they flattened his tire. I don't know how. I guess the guy had like a bulletproof thing, and they tracked the dude down. They opened up a van on him on the side of the road, and it was a machine gun. Love everything he's doing. You don't know what he's doing. Hey, there's Paige.
Hey.
Could use some help in here. Yeah, I've been busy not prepping, obviously. I was super busy last night and this morning, editing and figuring stuff out. But I think I got it figured out. I think I got it all figured out. So,
Yeah, I saw the latest video you put on the account it was like from yesterday morning. It was good.
yeah. Yeah, that was, so yeah, there's one on this one and whatever, and I did find a way to edit them. It's just the process, the streamlining of it, they making everything flow in linear order has been kind of a headache, but I think I'm pretty well done. So, which means that there's going to be videos coming out over onto YouTube as well as videos coming out over onto TikTok. So
Nice.
yeah, it worked out pretty well. It cost me $200 fucking dollars.
Oh,
I think that'll last most of the year.
did you buy that software?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And it makes it a
Yeah.
lot easier, right?
Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like it was taking me like, I don't know. It was, I mean, like it kind of does suck because the size clips that I'm feeding it aren't very long. Sometimes it misses the point of the video and doesn't really pick up. So that's kind of annoying. But like if it's a really good video, then like I had to go back and edit one myself, which wasn't that difficult. But I was able to pull like in the amount of time it takes me to edit one video, I can upload 10,
Right.
and it can edit them out for me. So I was like, okay. I mean, even if they're not as good a quality, just the sheer volume that I'm able to pump out is significant. So anyway,
How many do you think you'll be uploading a day?
probably just one per channel.
Yeah.
I don't want to, I mean, it might be like one long one short one because I have so much content right now. I spent 2 hours last night, didn't know what I was doing at all, pumped out 80 videos. So,
Nice.
2 hours. So, probably like 2. I just need to get the viewership up and the followers up on those accounts, and that should be good.
Do you want to bring
So,
one of those?
that's good.
accounts
Also,
up? Do you want to bring?
huh?
Do you want to bring one of those accounts up rather than your main?
Yeah, I will when I get some more people in
Oh,
here. I'm
okay.
on I'm trying to pull some people in right now. But it is nice too because it also allows me to like not have to worry as much about content even for my main channels because I can just post stuff over there.
Right.
So that's better. So it makes it a lot. So it's like, okay, fuck, I'm not gonna hit the amount of videos I need to this month. Okay, I can just pump some out over here. So
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. Plus, I always liked watching your clips from your lives. Those were always pretty good.
yeah, so
It's very
it worked out pretty well, and I figured out how I'm gonna do the long form too. So that's nice. I figured out how I'm gonna do the long form. So
well,
what's up, Josh?
Hey, what's going on? So, you know, CapCut does that too.
Yeah, but
It
I
just
checked
costs
it out
money.
and it does it for like, Yeah, I checked it out, and I don't remember what it was. I would like to check it out, but I don't know where it's at or what it's called or anything like that. I looked for it last night, couldn't find it. So I know that they were doing something like that, but the AI videos that it's generating are like, like montage videos,
Yeah,
hype
So
videos, that type of stuff.
CapCut might be going away tomorrow though. If they get rid
yeah,
of TikTok,
yeah,
they're
good point.
going to get rid of CapCut.
No, I think they just extended it.
Oh, they did? Oh, hold on.
Yeah, I
So
think they extended it yesterday. It was a 90-day extension.
there's an
I
area
can check.
when you very first start the application. There's an area you got to kind of scroll into it, but it does just that. It's long form videos to shorts, and you pick the time that you want. You can do it yourself manually, or you can do like 1 minute to 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 1 minute or 3 minutes. And it went through, and I loaded it up, so it costs money up. So you get to do like 1 or 2 videos by the minute, and then after that it costs you money. But I went through and I edited a video, and I'm like, yeah, I like this one. It's one of the ones I sent you. I'm like, this is a pretty good one, and then I found that feature in CapCut, and I sent it, and it did the exact same edit because it apparently it liked the video too. It did the exact same edit, but it did it longer at the front and back of it, and I liked it better. I think it actually edited better than what I did through AI. It was the exact same video.
Wait, which one was it?
It was the one where
CapCut?
the guy was a felon. He was talking about trying to get his rights back, and then he ended up. You asked him, "Wait, who did you steal from?" And he said he stole from the banks. And you're like, "Ah, yay!"
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. So I edited that entire video, and then I sent the long form video through AI, and it came back, and I liked the edit it did better than the one I did. So that was
Well,
yeah. And every month
all right.
it redoes the amount. So like it gives you a certain amount of minutes that you can do every month because it's a subscription,
Yeah.
right? Every month,
Wait, which one did
it
you use?
restarts on CapCut.
Yeah, can you send me whatever that is over on Insta? Because I did see that a while ago when I was looking for it, but I never did anything with it. So, but I wanted to check it out because CapCut
Now-
would be more convenient.
Yeah, for sure. Once you hit that your minutes are up though, you got to do it yourself. So that's where I'm at right now. But on the 30th,
Yeah.
it gives you, I don't know, maybe 6 hours, 7
What's
hours
the name
worth
of it,
of
really
videos.
quick? What's the name of it?
Hold on, let me pull it up. It's just when you pull up CapCut, the very front page it shows you drag to this to start your project, a drag and drop to start your project. If you look right below that, it gives you some different options that you can do using AI for characters and shit like that. If you scroll over on that, it says long form videos to short. You open that up,
Okay.
and then you drag and drop the video into that platform. It converts everything. It takes
Yeah,
I don't know,
that's
an
similar
hour
to what I'm
if that.
using.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's similar to what I'm using. So I'll figure that out. I just need to figure out the long form thing now. So we'll figure that out. Anyway, do we have anybody that wants to hop in and debate? See if we can get some people in here. I've been dealing with this for the last few days. This is like pretty critical. I think let me check the TikTok.
Yeah, Carolyn Levitt announced yesterday in a press conference that he will be signing a 90-day extension, that he does not want it to go dark. So they'll probably sign.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I think there was. Yeah, I mean they already talked about it. They're not going to sell. I don't like. I've talked about what's going on with TikTok and what's happening, and yeah, it sounds like the original plan the thing that I said, the original plan that I thought that they would have, they're probably going to do. So that's where we are. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to check that out over on TikTok and see.
It's just wild that like TikTok won't sell the shell, and then like the actual like brain, the AI, just lease it to them. You don't have to like give them the code or anything. Just lease it out to Oracle.
Yeah, I think they're going to lease it, but Oracle's going to have to review it. So they're going to lease it out, though, is what is probably going to happen. And then, so Oracle will manage it. Looks like it's going to be a 4-year deal, but China's also holding back on it because they want assurances from Trump So there's that. So we have the SCOTUS, the ruling on gender care for trans minors. How they came to this decision, shocking, number one. Actually shocking. Because it just sort of deviates from constitutional norm of equal protections. So basically the argument is this, that equal protections clause is being violated of the 14th Amendment because it is inherently segregating trans kids from cis kids. And as a result, that's unequal treatment. That's unequal application of the law. That seems pretty cut and fucking dry. I don't really know how you would even make a good law argument to that. I really don't. This is the constitutional norm. This is the way it has been. The law is very clearly being unequally applied. There's no, I don't know how you can't even fucking you can't make the argument. I don't know how you would even make the argument that it's not being unequally applied. It targets trans kids, not cis kids. It also, there's some questions about whether or not the determination that they came to can apply to, there's some questions about whether or not it can apply to adults, right? Because of the way that they read it. But basically, this is what it is. There's different types of scrutiny, right? And the scrutiny that's applied. So if it's like a more marginalized or historically marginalized group, they apply different standards than if it's not, right? And it's different types of scrutiny, strict scrutiny. The argument that they're making is that it does not trigger strict scrutiny because they don't even really give a fucking answer. It's like a very clearly an attack on trans rights for no fuck. I mean, like I couldn't imagine a world in which they try to make this argument for the black community or for the LGBTQ community. But essentially what they're saying is that even if it was targeting explicitly just trans youth, it would still not trigger it. So the whole argument doesn't make any goddamn sense. They're saying on one side, I don't even understand the law. I don't fucking understand the logic. I don't understand how you can even make this argument. It doesn't make any sense to me. It's very clearly targeting trans youth. It's not targeting cis kids. Well, I don't understand.
I don't
understand how they're making this argument.
How would they explain when it's okay for cis children to take puberty blockers, which, by the way, cis girls are the ones who take puberty blockers the most for precocious puberty. But if you go, say, in Texas to get puberty blockers for the trans child, that's not allowed. That's outlawed. So it's clear, like, no, we're not giving you this medication because you are a trans child, but we will give it to this cis girl over here.
I don't understand how they can make. It's clearly a political, clearly an ideological decision. I don't know how you could argue otherwise. I don't know how you could. The arguments don't make any sense. I'll be so real with you. I'm just kind of at a loss for words with the whole thing. Like, it's crystal clear. It targets trans kids. It's an unequal application of the law, very clearly. Right? Like, very clearly.
Like,
and the argument, the argument that, yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say, the laws, like, and I'm going to use Florida and I'll use Texas as well, literally says trans kids, trans children. It doesn't say cis and trans children or children in general. It literally is pointing out to trans kids. Like, these children, they don't deserve the health care. But the cis children over here, absolutely no problem.
Yeah, I don't. It doesn't make the way that they came to this decision was very clearly ideologically in line. I mean, like, even for consistency's sake, you know, like, I wish they would just tell us that's what they're doing instead of just making up bullshit. Because, I mean, I fail to see if this was applied to people of color, how this would not, if the same circumstances were applied to people of color, I don't understand how the Supreme Court would come to this determination. I mean, if you applied it just the same set of facts, just with people of color, not with trans people, I don't understand how you couldn't come to that conclusion. You would be berated for it. You'd be labeled racist very clearly.
Right. It would be like if you take
The
women and men, right? So women can have this medication, or sorry, men can have this medication, but women they can't. And there's no no, but it has nothing to do with them being women. It's not discriminating because of their gender. It doesn't make any sense. They would be slammed.
Yeah, the whole logic is just it's just brain rot logic. I mean, I don't it's tiring to try and deal with. It really truly is. It doesn't make any goddamn sense. Doesn't make any sense whatsoever. We have this guy named Black Fatigued in here. I'm fatigued of your shit. Blocked. You ain't coming into my fucking live. Not a goddamn chance. Racist ass motherfuckers. Allegedly, Panda. Appreciate the resub of the Prime for 17 months. Appreciate it. Thank you. Fireplace is still here. But maybe we need to cool it down because we're going into summer. I don't know. It's a good question.
Gonna be
Zach, can you
112
debate?
today in Arizona.
This is the same person. You're blocked. They tried to come back in on a different account. No thanks. Anyways, if you're debating, it's going to be how much there?
112.
Jesus, what's the humidity?
0. There is no humidity here, man. Are you kidding me?
This dry heat? That sucks. That sucks.
Why?
Damn.
Nah, it's better than. No, it's better than Washington. Like Washington State, man. You get out of the shower and you feel like you gotta take another shower. You can never dry off. Shit's wild.
It's okay. Well,
It's 103 here
mean-
and 67% humidity. Just sitting here sweating the whole time. I'd rather have a day.
Jesus Christ. Good Lord. What are we? We're sitting at 65 today. Maybe that. I don't know. It's clouds.
Wait,
Clouds.
65 degrees?
That's
Wow.
what?
That's a Florida.
Yeah, what's the weather like today? So what's interesting, it's supposed to be 67 degrees here today. It's supposed to rain through the weekend. The interesting thing about Seattle is, because of the pressure differential and the sound, you can have vast differences in what's going on in terms of the weather just a few hours away.
Yeah, the mountains do
because
that.
there is the Olympics. Yeah, there is the Olympics there, and the pressure differential because of that big ass mountain range, it makes it very, very difficult. It's one of the most difficult places in the country to get the weather right, and because it's just like it can change.
It's raining.
It really is, and there's a joke. I mean, there's jokes about Seattle weathermen and how bad they are because they just fucking wrong all the time. But like it's supposed to be 80 all next week. Out on the coast, gonna be 65 or 60, 55 to 60, somewhere in there. Like that's the difference. Pretty wild shift. You can go to like Squim, and I think they have 300 days of sun.
Yeah, that's why
You go to Yakima, it's a desert.
Seattle's so like a damn rainforest. On the other side of the mountain in West Washington, or I'm sorry, in East Washington, it's nothing but desert.
Yeah, it's a desert, and then there's plains. So you got the Yakima Valley, that's a desert, and then outside of there you have the plains, which are basically just wheat fields and shit. And then North Washington is all mountains again. So it's like north, it's a if you ever get the opportunity. I've never been to Oregon. To be honest with you, I don't really trust going to Eastern Oregon like that because I feel like there's some real racist people over there. I mean, there is in Washington, but I feel like there's some real racist people there. And but yeah, if you ever get the chance to go to Washington and drive the state, there's some really great scenic views. Anyway, do we have any debates? And Western Washington is just better, to be honest with you. Western Washington is just better. 91 in Miami. You know, I'm gonna be real. I think the best weather, like SoCal. It's not too humid. It is hot. It's not crazy humid. Especially during the winter, 80 something degrees, 30% humidity. Beautiful.
Yeah,
I do be getting hot though.
it's the
Do be getting
humidity.
hot.
It's like the worst.
Just don't hang out in downtown Spokompton. If you drive through, don't go to Spokane. Don't go to Spokane. Anyways, we do have a 20 sub goal for the morning. Let's see if we can get some debates up in here. Otherwise, we're going to yap about the news. I've been, for those of you that are wondering what I'm doing, over on, by the way, if you guys watch over on the YouTube short side, I moved it to OK High. I moved it to a different channel. There's going to be more content coming over there. Sunny and 72 in San Diego. Damn. Love me some San Diego. Basically, I've been working on some stuff the last couple days. It's going to take me a few more days to implement and get ready. But, yeah, it's coming along. It worked out really well. Cost me a bunch of money, but whatever. I think it cost me like $200 for that program. And I don't know how long that's going to last for, like, because you pay by, like, actual processing minute. So, but I think it's worth it. It's going to last at least 6 months. So that's not bad. That's not bad. Anyway, I do want to check out that CapCut AI, though, and see how that turned out. So I'll check that out after this. You are a liberal begging for money. I'm actually not. I'm not Donald Trump trying to sell a bunch of cheap shit to you dumbasses. So I actually work for my money, unlike him. Buy my fucking book. It's a book. I can't read it, but it's a book. Love me a book. If you buy it, I'll love it. I don't love it else there. And I do find it funny that they, no one ever talks about the Republican podcasts that are making in millions and millions of dollars. You know what I mean? That's kind of the disconnect. They get paid millions of dollars, accuse us of getting paid money, and which we don't, by the way. There's really not very much money out there for leftists. I don't know if you know this. But basically, they take a shitload of money, pump that into the system, and then they accuse us of doing it, and then, have nothing to say about them. It's crazy. It's crazy. Like Harry and those other guys. You know how much money I could make as a right-winger? Do you have any idea how much money I could turn over as a right-winger? Oh, I'd be making bank. Bank. Salvatore, what's up? Salvatore, hello? Okay. I can make so much money as a right-winger. Have you ever thought about that, Josh? I've thought about it.
Yeah, I can't do it, man. It's like I can't even come in and pretend to be a Trumper on lives because I just feel like it hurts my heart. I don't know. I can't say that shit and just like sleep at night.
Yeah.
Did you guys have
Yeah,
a
I can do
chance
it.
to,
I've thought about it. I can do it.
speaking of right wingers, did you have a chance to watch the video of Ted Cruz and Tucker Carlson going at it over Iran?
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
That was so good.
What's the population of Iran?
Seen it.
I don't know.
Well, you should know the population of Iran if you're trying to topple the government, don't you think? It was pretty
Then
good.
he was like, "What is the ethnicity mix?" And Cruz says, Parisian, not Parisians,
Persian.
Persian, sorry. And then he says Shia.
The Parisian.
Shia. He says Shia, and I'm like, it's a religion, bro. Like, what? You're talking about Shia Muslims? Like, you mean Arab? Like, there are a ton of other ones, Azerbaijanis. Like, he didn't even get it right.
He grilled, but to be fair, like if you're advocating for such things, like you should know that stuff, especially if you're in the government. But
Yeah.
it was just funny, and I found myself nodding along like I fucking hate Tucker Carlson, but go. It was good.
So, like, John was explaining to me what happened in this thing, and part of it was like, okay, I can understand someone not understanding the makeup of a country, just a person. I could understand a senator not knowing the makeup of any given country, right? What I can understand is why you advocating for the overthrow would know nothing about the country. Isn't that a huge problem? Like, that's a major problem, right? You're advocating for the overthrow of a country and a government, and you know nothing about it. So you don't know what it could lead to. You don't know the destabilization that could happen in the region. You're very clearly not an expert in it. So you're advocating bombing Iran, which Ted Cruz has for a long time. You don't know anything about it? Like, you imagine the problems that could arise by not knowing anything about the country? It's like the same thing when we invaded Afghanistan. They didn't know shit about the country. They didn't know a fucking thing about the country. They just fucking invaded it with no foresight as to what was going to happen. And if they had listened to literally anybody with half a brain, they would have told them to stay the fuck out of the country. And instead we did it. We ended up in a long-ass conflict. And that's a similar situation. You just have a bunch of war hawks going around screaming about going to war.
Laser Wolf, you're right. Rafael Cruz only knows the population of Cancun. It's true.
Cancun Cruz. Oh, man. I want to go live this weekend. I don't know if I'm going to be able to. I mean, I'm close to having this fully set up. So I just need to get it sorted, and I might need a day to do that, like a full day, because like I got most of the editing stuff down. Now it's about just infrastructure stuff of like getting it in a workflow, and I think I got it, but it's gonna take me a minute, so we'll see. If you guys are over on TikTok, you want to double tap the screen, see if we can get up to 50k likes. If you guys want to support the channel across any one of the platforms, there is a Venmo Cash App in the bio. Alternatively, you guys can sub. We have a 20 sub goal in the morning. If you sub over on TikTok, it's 2 subs. If you sub anywhere else, it's 1. Nutcracker, appreciate the 5. Thank you. They've been saying Iran is 3 to 5 months away from a nuke since the 80s. I mean, I'll get to that in a second. Nutcracker, appreciate it. What was I going to say? Yeah, but if you guys want to sub, would appreciate it. It does help the channel out, help get it out to people. And we've been killing it over on TikTok. If you guys are subbed, who subbed? Someone subbed.
I missed it.
Oh, Jen did. Appreciate it. Thank you for the subs. I'm going to add that to there. But if you guys are subbed over there, by the way, you can add your own emotes into TikTok for me to review and approve. David sent one over. It has a Confederate flag in it, so I don't really want to include it. I don't want it to get flagged. But, yeah. So there's that. Nutcracker, appreciate it. They've been saying Iran is 3 to 5 months away from a nuke since the 80s. So, I mean, well, it hasn't been the 80s, because I think the guy that originally gave them the plans is like this evil scientist. He basically did the same thing. He gave North Korea the ability. He gave Pakistan the ability. He sold it to them, and Iran as well. Same guy. And the other 2 countries were just further ahead. It's had more resources. Iran has been largely sanctioned, so it's been difficult. It's taken them a long time to get it. North Korea doesn't have a Western economy, so it's a little easier for them to direct forces to do stuff. Also, it depends on material, how difficult it's going to be for you to pull, how much resources you have dedicated. The list goes on. In this regard, though, they're not 3 to 5 months away from a nuke. If they knew how to produce one, they're days away. And that's coming from international agencies, international reporting. So it's not just that. It's not just like, oh, they're saying that this goes away. They are actually really fucking close. They've weaponized uranium to 60, I think it's 69%. You need 70% for weapons grade. They've enriched it to 69%, just to say fuck the West. They're close. They're close. I don't think there's any doubt about it at this point. I think I think that even when I was reading the reports back in the day, back when the deal came through, they were 5 years away. Now those same reports are saying days. If they knew how to build one. If they actually knew it, they could build one in a few days. I think it's 12. So they're not far away. And I think they're probably really close to assembling one. Yeah?
Did you hear we're getting some information about the conversation that Donald Trump had with the Iranian government yesterday?
They might just be straight up holding back. By the way, they may already know how to produce it. What did he have with the Iranian government? Pass him in the box.
Apparently, they came to Trump yesterday. Well, first off, you heard his tweet, right, saying we know where their leader stays. We at any moment we could take him out. Apparently, yesterday, Trump had a conversation with Netanyahu, where Netanyahu floated the idea of taking out the leader of Iran, and Trump denied him, saying we won't back that. So that's literally Israel's plan right now, is just take out their leader.
Won't stop them. 1 second. What was the guy's name? I could have this wrong. It was Abdul Qadir Khan. Hold on. What countries? Oh, it was Libya. It wasn't. Oh, no, it was Iran. North Korea, Iran, and Libya. I think Pakistan was part of that as well. Maybe I'm mistaken. I'm pretty sure it was, yeah. Yeah, he gave, I'm pretty sure Pakistan was involved. But basically, this guy helped these people along. It was Abdul Qadir Khan. He was an evil scientist. Gave a bunch of countries the ability, or at least the know-how, how to build nuclear weapons. So, like, it's not like these countries hadn't been working on it for a long time, but this guy really expedited the process.
Excuse me. Speaking of Pakistan, they came out and they said that they're going to back Iran. If Israel were to use any nukes, Pakistan will actually use nukes back. This is getting scary.
Pakistan, yeah, I would imagine Pakistan does it. Yeah.
I'm 46 years old. I went through the Cold War bullshit within the 80s. Like, one, that was the very end of the Cold War bullshit. Two, like, I was kind of too young to realize how serious that stuff was. Now I realize, and this shit is scary. This is scary.
Yeah, I don't think it's likely that either one will use nukes. The one caveat to that would be, okay, this guy time now, not debating. I don't think either country's going to use nukes. I think the one caveat would be that Israel does not want Iran to have a nuke. And there's only one country that has a bomb that has the ability to destroy Iran's nuclear, I forget their nuclear site, or one of the nuclear sites they have, which is the one they're most concerned about. That's the U.S. U.S. has that bomb. Problem is that even if we were to destroy that site, it's not going to stop them from getting nuclear weapons. Unfortunately, that ship has sailed, in large part because Donald Trump pulled out of the Iranian nuclear deal. Iran got nukes. They were going to get nukes. And the Republicans, as I've said a long time ago, I mean, this is even before I became a TikToker, before I even, got some notoriety. I pointed out the Republicans are just setting up themselves a scenario where they can bomb another country. They're setting themselves up in a scenario where they're going to be forced, or at least feel like they're forced, or at least have justification for why they're doing what they're doing in bombing Iran. Said it a long time ago, and it's 100% true, and it has remained true. That's what their plan was. Ted Cruz said it 10 years ago or more, as did other Republicans. They didn't want the nuclear deal. They wanted to bomb Iran. And now they're going to get it. All right. By the way, we do have a sub-goal.
I was just say, speaking of nuclear, did you see the Supreme Court okayed temporary nuclear waste storage in Texas and New Mexico? They're like, yeah, that sounds like a great idea. That was right after they did the
I got some
transgender.
news.
Maybe right before.
They're just really destroying. Yeah, but really quick. If you guys want to know how well that works, look up Hanford. Look up
Yeah.
Hanford. Hanford Nuclear Super Cleanup Site. $350 billion to clean up. Best debates. What's up?
Good evening.
Good evening.
What's going on?
I'm
What's your take here?
9 o'clock in the morning.
well, I'm coming from an English point of view, not American. I think my take on this is it's a hard one. It's a hard one because we got it wrong in the early 2000s when it comes to WMDs. So I think a lot of that's going to be hung over people's heads of, are we doing the right thing? I think we don't want Iran to have nuclear capabilities, and if they do, I think the Western world have to intervene. But that's just what we do. That's just what I think we've got a dominant culture, a dominant way of life, a dominant law. So
A dominant culture?
Yes.
That seems.
yes,
What is
a dominant culture. I mean,
Seems very-
common law is pretty much in every single country globally. That's through Anglo-Saxon culture. That's why it's called the Anglo.
This is like Western. This is Western chauvinism.
Yeah.
No,
this
hang
is-
on.
this
It's not America.
This is white supremacy. I've
No,
heard this before.
no.
Yeah, it is.
No, I'm not one of
Yeah,
them.
it is a white supremacist. It's a Western chauvinistic
Hang
talking
on, I'm
point,
not.
topic
Hang on,
point,
I'm
which
not.
runs adjacent to,
I'm not.
to fascism.
I'm not a supremacist. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying the law that is in pretty much every single country in the world is from the Anglos, the Anglosphere, which Americans' culture is called the Anglosphere culture, the Anglo-Saxon culture. That's your culture.
I want to point out that you were emphatically wrong
Why? Explain.
on literally every level, because the reason that you're wrong is because founding fathers, as well as the thinkers before them, did not rely on religion,
Anglo-Saxon
did not rely on that belief system.
Anglo-Saxon isn't religion.
Right, so, right, but are you saying that's like Anglo-Saxon, it's like has to do with our...
Yes, it does. Of course, it does. Your Congress. Where do you think you get your Congress from?
Right, but these have to do
Anglo-Saxon.
with Enlightenment ideas.
And your law system is common law.
Hold on. Our Congress? You mean like the Senate and stuff like
Yes,
that?
yes, the
That-
same way
that
we have
comes from
Parliament.
Roman
The same way
times.
we have
Those
Parliament.
are Anglo-Saxon. Those are Anglo-Saxon. Hey, listen, those are Anglo-Saxons, bro.
Of course, hang on. Do you know who the Anglo-Saxons were? The Germanic tribes. Before Rome, I mean, the Germanic people were the ones that made Rome fall.
This is like a... I know, but... Okay, so you're not saying that it's religion. Okay, but I just want to point out, like, pretty much all of the ideas that you're espousing did not come from them.
No, they did. Democracy, the way of life that we have given now. I mean, a lot of it comes from the British Empire, which was Anglo-Saxon. So
It comes from Greece. Like the Republic that comes from Greece. It was
No,
adopted
we
later
had-
by
we had-
Rome.
I'm sorry, we had a very...
Bro, hey, do you read books? So
Capitalism.
this is kind of disappointing in the
Capitalism
education
comes
system
from
over
books.
there. Hey, man,
Hang on, our
this-
education system
You're
is joking.
shut up, dude. Shut the front door.
America, blood.
You're saying that
Shut the front door.
that democracy comes from England? Is that what you just said?
Yeah, mainly we're the ones that spread it globally. Yes.
Yeah. Do you
Hold on,
know
bud.
how
Hold
words
on.
work?
Wait. Hold on. Okay, first things first. Usually when I was like, I thought he was going the religious aspect, number one, because usually when people bring up Anglo-Saxon, they're talking this like adjacent Euro-fascism that has to do with religion. So if that's not what you're talking about, that's fine. We can get into the specifics of it. But are you aware of where democracy, like where the laws governing England came from?
Who spread it globally?
I'm asking you, do you know where those laws came from?
Go on, tell me. Go on.
So much of the law that we still have is rooted in Roman law. Much of the principles are rooted in Roman law.
And who were the Romans intermixing
Things like due
with?
process.
Who were the Romans intermixing with?
Well, now you're like, I don't understand. You're like, I'm so confused because on one side you're saying
I mean,
it's
if-
like a
if you
weird
look
thing
at-
you're saying. You're like,
Okay.
you're like,
It's-
it's a weird thing that you're saying because like during the Enlightenment, a lot of that did happen throughout Europe, did happen throughout the Americas, right?
Yeah. Why did they go to the Americas? What's the main reason they set voyage for the Americas?
So, but you're trying to coalesce Roman
So they
law
flee. They fled. They
as
fled.
American, but also like these ideas of human rights date back a long time,
Yeah, to the Anglo-Saxons.
like a
Hang on,
long time with a lot of
the
thinkers.
Indo-Europeans.
But they're not the only ones.
Indo-Europeans have the same values of equality with women. The Anglo-Saxons showed that and portrayed that in England, that women were equal. It wasn't until the French that all changed. They changed our way of life.
I'm so confused about your argument. I'm gonna be so for real because there's not equality with women in
Yeah.
fucking Anglo-Saxon
Anglo-Saxon
spheres,
France.
and a lot of that. And the problem
Yes,
is,
there was.
the problem is that when I bring up that religion has been a vital role in doing that, and making sure that that's the case, you'll probably try and disconnect
Hang on.
Anglo-Saxonism
Religion,
from.
hang on. Let's get something straight. Before Christianity came into Europe with the Romans, right, into Western Europe with the Romans, women before that had rights. You can look into it yourself. They could inherit. They could own property. They were first class citizens alongside men. It wasn't
That's weird.
until
Were they equal
hang on.
rights to men, though?
Tic tac. Hang on. America's very different.
Yeah, cool.
Man. I know you've only got 300.
Cool. Were they equal rights to men?
Yeah, yes, they had equal rights. Yes, in
They had
Anglo-Saxon.
equal rights to men within
Okay, let me
within
finish.
Europe.
Let me
No, no,
finish.
no, 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 no. You're saying bullshit, and I want you to clarify. You're saying women in Europe had equal rights to men at that time.
Yes, when it comes to inheritance and owning property, yes.
That's not equal rights. That's not what I'm saying. You're
Yeah,
making
equal rights when
qualifiers
it
to my
comes
question.
tic-tac.
Right.
Equal rights when it comes to inheritance and owning property, yes.
So
as far as
once again, you're making
Christianity- Can I
qualifiers.
finish my
I
point?
asked.
Can
I
finish
asked
my
if they
point?
had. Hey, man, you got to stop talking when other people
Hang
are
on,
talking.
I didn't even finish my point, tic-tac.
Okay, then I'll shut you up. So when I say equal rights, I mean across the board. Do women have equal rights in Europe at that time, or now? Even now, when you look at the United Kingdom, do women?
came in-
Holy crap, man!
He's
I
asking
was
me
like
questions,
3
man.
seconds away from finishing my sentence.
The Americans always are. Christianity came into Europe and it took rights away from women. That's what this Abrahamic faith done in Europe. It caused women to say they were witches. We never done that before Christianity.
Yeah, he did exactly what I said.
was Christianity.
He did exactly what I said he was going to do.
Christianity come in and
He did
it brung-
exactly what I was going to.
It brought demoralization for women. That's what Christianity brought.
You know what?
He did
Hold on.
exactly what I said he
We
was
used to
going to
hang women
Wait,
because we thought they
hold
were
on.
witches through Christianity.
Yeah, here's the thing, buddy. We can see who you're following. You know that, right?
I
We
follow a
can
lot of
see
people.
all the nationalists, the fascists, and the straight out Nazis that you're following. So we get where you're coming from on your twist
Yikes.
of European history. We get it.
That's
Good job,
fine.
buddy.
Yeah, it's like you're trying to compartmentalize these things. Christianity played a pivotal role in the emergence of the UK. So I don't know
Well,
what you're
who
trying to get at
benefited
and why
from
you're
that?
trying to dissect
Who
it from
benefited
that
from that?
because it's been like that
Who
forever.
benefited from that?
What?
Who benefited from Christian rule in Europe?
I don't know, man, but your
White
argument is
people.
compartmentalized.
No.
Doesn't make
Hang
any
on.
goddamn
Women,
sense.
ordinary citizens were put in there. They would go door knocking in England. They had a door knocking process in England where they would knock on doors to see if they were
To the end of
Christian.
it,
Buddy,
And if
one
they
minute.
wasn't-
Wait, hold on.
hang on,
one
Paige,
minute.
hang on,
Wait,
Paige.
no, shut up. No, shut up. Just shut the fuck up, bro. Here's the thing. You're sitting here like, oh no, women were treated. They could inherit. They could do this, that, and the third. Oh, and they were also burnt at the stake for being witches. What? Choose a lane.
I know. Nutcracker, appreciate the 30. Thank you. Can we get some dubs and drumsticks in the chat for Nutcracker? Nutcracker, thank you. Nutcracker paid to kick. It is $30 to kick. Or we have a kick pool. Just tip and say it's part of the kick pool, and then I yeet him. Dark, appreciate it for the $2. BB has been claiming Iran nuke for 30 years. Probably, yeah. I mean, he's nuts, so. Dark, appreciate it. Thank you for the 5. Please edit the short about Iran and Saudi because you were wrong about the prophets after Muhammad and there are none in Islam after him. What was the part? What did they? I thought they were supposed to be. I thought that was the Sunni Shia divide. I mean, I can't edit it now, but I thought that was the Sunni Shia divide. Dark, appreciate it. Thank you for the 5. Didn't it have to do with who took or who was the fall? Not prophet, but who was it? It wasn't prophet, right? It was who they were supposed to follow after. Maybe I got that wrong. caliphate. Makes sense. If you're debating, hop on in the box. Would appreciate it. Why does it look like there's Yahtzees in my fucking thing? Yeah, that's immediate block from that.
Did you must
If
have
you're
hit their
debating, hop
Discord
on
or
in the box.
something.
Would appreciate it.
You must have hit
Someone
their
said, "How come you
Discord.
quit wearing your Harris?"
Yeah, they go.
Someone said, "How come you quit your Harris Walls gear?" I never wore Harris Walls gear.
Never do. Not one
That was
time.
Pickles.
I literally not a single time, bro. You gotta go. You're fucking Erica. Hi.
Hi, I just came up to say one thing. That guy didn't even know the timeline. So he said the Romans came in and they took away Anglo-Saxon women's rights. The Romans were before the Anglo-Saxons. The Anglo-Saxons were
Oh, did he say that?
the year 406 to the year 1066. So he didn't even know his timeline. And what you're talking about is the schism between the Sunnis and the Shias, which happened after the
Yeah.
unaliving of Prophet Muhammad, where they were trying to choose between Ali, who was the Prophet Muhammad's nephew, and Abu Bakr, who was his best friend. Because Shias think that that it should be travel down through the family, like I guess like a monarchy or something like that. Whereas Sunnis believe that the person should be elected.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
That's my job, TikTok.
Erica's-
It's literally
Yeah.
what
I know
do.
Erica's a teacher in the UK. She's a friend.
No, what do you teach?
I teach. Okay, so I teach a subject called PSHCE, which I guess is like a mixture of civics and like health education and that kind of stuff. And I teach religion and worldviews. So this is like right in my
Oh, okay.
ballpark.
Well, yeah. I'm not an expert in Islam or anything, so I'm glad you got that right. But long story short, yes, Iran and the Saudis hate each other over this
Yeah.
and have for a long time. They've been fighting for regional control for a long time.
For a lot of Sunni Muslims, especially Wahhabists like in Saudi Arabia and stuff, being a Shia Muslim is worse than being a non-Muslim. Because you don't only believe differently, but you're I guess perverting the religion, you know. So there are places in the world, like in the UK, when and it would probably be similar in the US, but I don't know. When Muslims first started coming here, they often shared mosques, and the Sunni Shia divide isn't as big outside of the Islamic world as it is within it, you know. Because I guess being in another place forces you to find people who are similar to you, even if they're somewhat different. Whereas and Shia Islam is tiny in comparison to Sunni Islam. It's something like between 5 and 13% of the world's Muslims are Shia, and pretty much the rest are Sunni. There's a few little groups like Sufis and stuff. But yeah, Islam is fascinating, in my opinion. But yeah, I'd be a Sikh if I was going to be religious.
Would you say that the divide between Shia and Sunni is similar to like Christian, how they view like Catholics and Baptists, and
Well,
it's kind of the same. I mean,
Protestant-
it sounds similar. It sounds the
Well,
same. Like they're
there
always
have
just
been
big at
there-
each other.
Yeah, there's only been one schism in Islam, which was directly after the unaliving of the Prophet Muhammad. There have been two in Christianity. So about the year 1000-ish, there was the schism between Eastern Orthodox and the Catholic Church. And then 600 years later, there was another one between the Catholic and the Protestant Church. So I would say, if you think about the north of Ireland, and the troubles between Protestants and Catholics there, that's like the Sunni Shia divide.
All right.
It's a good one.
That's a,
It is interesting how the West. I mean, oh yeah. I mean, it is interesting how the West has developed a sense of nationalism, and that was the weird thing. Like, we didn't have nationalism with Europe, but we did have a understanding, and it's interesting because if a lot of these like Muslim majority countries stopped infighting, the world would be a much different place. They would have such a fucking grip on the world, there because of the amount of power that the Middle East has. But
Well, Islam is the
is the
Islam is the
norm, I
still
guess.
is the world's fastest growing religion still, and it has been the world's fastest growing religion since its inception. And the rate at which Islam like expanded hugely within really a couple of hundred years, Christianity didn't do that. It took 1,000 years to get to get big. Islam took like 200 years to get big.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm going to drop down. All I wanted to do was show that guy doesn't know anything, and anyone that uses the terms Anglo-Saxon in the year of our Lord 2025 is like harking back to an era that they know nothing about. And he's exactly the kind of guy to use Christian iconography in a white supremacist kind of way, and to invoke the name of the Vikings. He's that guy, and we don't listen to those
Yeah.
guys.
his reposts were extremely obvious. Like there was like extreme formal Christianity videos, conquer like English stuff is like very national stuff. It was really bad. This red
Yeah.
pill.
Well, I kind of pegged him as being like having because like they do have like in white supremacist circles, they do have like that religious imagery, and they do have that religious like devotion that plays out in really obvious ways. And so when he like deviated from talking about religion, I was like, and then of course he goes back to religion, but then he removes himself from religion, but then he goes back to religion, and it's just like, yeah. Anyway, I do have a
Yeah,
debate
drop
in the
me
box.
down so you get some debates. Anyway, nice talking to you. See you later, Tic Tac.
Good talking to you.
You guys
Thanks,
follow,
Erica.
yeah, follow Erica, you guys. She's a great debater, always brings like some really interesting facts to the table.
She's really good to have. When
Mitch
people
said,
from
"Don't
Europe come up."
women?" Mitch said, "Don't women still have limited rights in the Middle East?" What I find funny about the Middle East, and funny in general, especially with that guy coming in here, is that you can say that Western nations developed Enlightenment ideas about personal freedoms and a whole host of stuff. Okay, these aren't things. The founding fathers, by the way, mostly just repurposed a bunch of earlier ideas. Pretty much everything was repurposed. So they stole from a bunch of other people and put it into a fucking document, and these ideas of the Enlightenment, whatever, popular sovereignty, etc. But what's interesting is that although we had these rights, they mostly did not apply to anyone other than white men.
Yep.
And funnily enough, when you go to the Middle East and when you go to the rest of the world, they implemented our ideals better and quicker than we did. If you go to Iraq, for instance, right? And what's interesting is they have them enumerated in their constitutions. Ours are not enumerated in their constitutions. Ours are not. Most of the rights that we're given are not enumerated in the Constitution. They're given in case law. They can be reversed. So when you go to Iraq and you read over their constitution invokes a lot of thoughts that are in American case law, but it's enumerated in their actual constitution. And it's like this way in a lot of parts of the world, right? A lot of countries have taken the Constitution and they've taken the parts that work and ignored the parts that don't, and they've applied them as a personal right, individual, whatever. So when you go to a lot of these places, they have a lot of those rights. Now, you can say that those rights are encroached upon by authoritarian regimes, etc., etc. But if you go back to like the 60s, 70s, 50s, 60s, 70s in the Middle East, really progressive. You go to Kurdistan, incredibly progressive leftism thinking, way before anything that happened in the West. way before it. Now, a lot of them have fallen to totalitarian hard right regimes in the Middle East, but there's a lot of beacons of democracy still there. And unfortunately, it's just been the lack of robust protections when it comes to power of Congress to rein in, really. And yeah, I mean, they don't have, a lot of them didn't have the same, and even now don't have the same institutional where it's ingrained, which I think is what makes Trump so concerning, is that he's going to stress our Constitution to the max. This is what all authoritarians do, and this is what's happened throughout the Middle East. But the Middle East used to be incredibly progressive, used to have some incredibly progressive ideas long before America ever did. So you can say, well, we came up with these ideas, they did them better. And even if you go back into if you go back into various different times throughout the Middle East and throughout Muslim culture, they're very accepting in at a lot of different times. There were times they weren't, but when you look back at the acceptance, right? When you're talking about when Jewish people were expelled from Europe, from Spain, right? And they had to go back along the Mediterranean, they were accepted into the Ottoman Empire. And the Caliphate actually said, like, if you do not treat them as citizens of the Ottoman Empire in the same way that you would your Muslim brothers, the punishment is execution. So there's some really progressive times throughout the Ottoman Empire that certainly influenced world events. And just to point out, like, I don't know if you know this, a lot of stuff that we have came along Muslim trade routes. A lot of ideas that we have, a lot of things that we have, a lot of reasons that we expanded weren't ideas. They weren't ideas that we came up with. They were ideas that other countries came up with that moved across through the Silk Road. Gunpowder. We didn't invent it. We just found out that if you were really violent with it, you can take over a lot of countries and dominate shit.
That was an Anglo.
So yeah, like math.
That was an Anglo-Saxon thing. Sorry. It's all It's all Anglo-Saxon. I can't believe it.
All Anglo-Saxon. They came up with everything.
Like Congress comes from the Anglo-Saxon. What?
Yeah, there's a lot of words we have. Numbers are Arabic, or came along the Silk Road. They came from the Middle East. Literally numbers, the symbols for numbers.
Yeah.
Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Those things that's Arabic. Came from the Silk Road.
And that makes sense because
they needed a way to.
You can look at a lot of different through trade where, so in Japanese we know obrigado, right? So you have the Brazilian Portuguese who traveled up to like Japan, that area, and so arigato, supposedly, I don't know, I haven't confirmed that, but that's where the Japanese got it from, supposedly, from the traders, the Brazilian traders. I mean, it makes sense. They sound alike. Obrigado.
Yeah.
Arigato.
How's it going?
40 and
Oh God.
Oh, don't sound like that.
Guess what, brother? You know where you are in Trump Nation.
Anyway, if you're debating, hop on in the box. Would appreciate it. Never seen such a boner killer in my life.
Even a lady boner killer.
Jesus Christ. I got a soft off.
Marty, what's up? If you guys want to support the channel, we have 16 more subs until we hit our sub goal. Would appreciate it. See if you guys can help get some people in here. That would be awesome. Would appreciate it. See if we can get some debates. But if you guys want to support the channel, support the morning live, would appreciate it. Have our morning sub goal. I think we might set up a monthly sub goal. I don't know yet, though. I don't know. We'll see. Monty, what's up? And by the way, we are over on the YouTube Shorts in the link tree in the bio. If you click on OK Hi YouTube, it's over there. That's where the live is right now currently. So it's moving over there shortly. Where'd the guy go? Why do y'all only respond to inflammatory comments? No, we don't. Question asked and answered. But yeah, we do have a sub goal. It does help support the channel and get it out. If you guys want to sub over on TikTok, you get access. I got to get access to the Discord. I messaged Corey. I don't know if Corey's in here, but I texted Corey. Corey changed their number, and then I texted Corey again. Nothing went through. So I don't know if Corey's getting it or just ignoring me. But Corey was in here, so I don't think they're ignoring me. I don't know. But I messaged Corey trying to get the Discord set up for you guys over on TikTok. But if you guys are subbed and you guys want, you can take memes and submit them. You can take photos and submit them for review, and I can look at them and go over them and then approve them, and then they'll be emotes. So if you guys have an emote that you want, you just post it over there. Arigato comes from the word arigatashi, not Portuguese. Nutcracker, appreciate it for the 5. Thank you. I don't know. I'm just here.
Yeah, I never confirmed that, so I that's what I was saying. Sin, I have no idea what you're talking about. Progressive Middle East. I don't know, Google Books.
By the way, the trade routes are about to get absolutely screwed by Trump because of the war in Iran. Nutcracker, appreciate the 5. Thank you. Marty, what's up?
How you doing, man?
What's happening? What's your take?
I guess my question is why you think that you have to be a Republican to support Trump? You think the Trump coalition is only Republican?
Most people, predominantly, yeah.
I don't think he won because of Republicans. I mean, the dependents are basically who are deciding a presidential election, no? The Democrats
in this instance, I would say it's mostly Democrats not showing up, but that doesn't have to do. I don't want to do this. So if you can come up with a debate, if you can address the prompt, I don't know what you're doing, why you're deviating from it, but it's weird. So can we just stay on the prompt or pick a different one?
Okay, no problem.
It's a weird prompt, just being honest.
No issue with that. I think people know exactly why they support Trump. People just want secure borders, low inflation, lower taxes. There's no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, this stuff. People want
really quick, I want to write this down. How about we start with like 1 or 2 things?
Okay, that's fair.
Can you not eat into your mic?
Yeah, whatever you're chewing on, fucking stop.
Fuck, man. Can you not do that?
This was quite nasty.
Yeah, so is mouth sounds. You don't understand how rude that is. You don't chew on stuff into a microphone. That's fucking gross.
Anyway, so why are people voting for Trump?
Let's start with secured borders.
Secure borders. What's he done?
We have now the most secured border in history.
What has he done?
Declaring a national emergency on day 1, sending the military. His overall messaging that he's going to be deporting everyone and scaring people from coming here.
He sent the military, so he sent a few military members there, yeah, like 3,500 National Guard.
How many?
It was like 3,500.
So you think that we have now the...
So you appreciate the sub, thank you.
You think that we have now the most secure border in history is just a coincidence?
Chaos appreciate. I don't know what you mean. You're saying that as literally you're saying that as just like a vague frame. You need to be specific. I don't know what you mean by that. You're also not addressing what I said, which is what has Trump done to secure the border? Because I can give you stuff that he's done to not secure the border.
So how's the border secured?
I don't know what you mean by you're starting this. Your proposition. Your proposition is that the border is secure.
Is it not? Do you disagree?
I don't know what that means. No, you would have to tell me what secure border means.
Nobody's coming in.
Otherwise, you're falling into what's called equivocation. Not an equivocation fallacy, which is different, but equivocation.
A secure border means that nobody is coming in. I don't know why I have to explain it to you.
Okay, there are people coming in.
How much? Legal or illegal?
I don't know.
Legal or
I don't.
illegal?
I I don't know that matters.
To,
But there are people coming across the border.
you don't think that illegal migration is an issue?
It's completely irrelevant. It's super irrelevant to what we're talking about.
No, we are talking about having securing borders, meaning we have to stop all illegal migration. So
Right.
it's
So
absolutely
you're saying that
relevant.
legal or undocumented immigration doesn't matter.
What do you mean? It
We're
doesn't
talking
matter?
about people coming across the border. You said people coming across not coming across the border signifies secure border.
We have the
We
lowest
have people
border.
coming across the
We
border.
have the lowest border crossing in histories.
Okay. Now, so how do you explain when it boomed the first time he was in office?
It didn't boom. It was much better than under Biden.
It did. It doubled. Donald Trump in 2019, immigration in the United States doubled
from
under his watch,
doubled from
out
when?
of nowhere.
Doubled from when?
You can look up the immigration numbers, the immigration apprehension numbers.
Doubled from when? From what time?
The previous year,
Okay.
2018, 2017, it actually doubled from the
But
previous 10 years.
Overall from the
Well, it was going down. It doubled from the previous year or two, and it was higher than it had been in 10 years.
the overall numbers from the Trump border, overall his administration was very similar to Obama's numbers. So overall under the Trump first administration, we had
I don't know what you mean overall. It boomed in 2019.
yeah, but he wasn't only president in 2019. He was president over the course of 4 years, right?
But your argument.
And
So if your argument is that he did this stuff that caused this great, amazing stuff to happen in the border, my question was what? Because in 2019 it doubled.
okay, first of all, I'm talking.
So wouldn't that be antithetical to your
So
argument?
first of all, I'm talking about right now, not about 2019. That's number one. Number two is you can't just look on one period of time. You have to look over the overall from his whole term.
Wait a minute.
You can't just
Okay.
pick a certain period of time.
We'll look at it from his whole term. Immigration numbers did not go down. They've gone down for 1 month because the apprehension numbers are down. Does not mean less people are coming here, just that they're apprehending less people.
And they got it.
You could try and deduct that, hey, less people are coming here, which I could say, maybe that's true, maybe it's not. The question would be, what has he done to prevent people from coming here? And just to point out, we only have 1 month. And also to point out, if you're threatening people that come across the border or would otherwise come across the border, we could expect that those numbers would be lower. That would be inhumane. That would be disgusting. That you're threatening kids and their parents trying to get them here to escape violence and other various things that would kill their kids, and then saying, yeah, it's okay that we threaten those people. That is fucking disgusting. And if that's your take, that would be fucking disgusting.
So you think that deporting illegal immigrants is disgusting?
Without due process.
That's not what I said.
Without due process.
That's exactly
Wait, no,
what
no.
you
What did
said.
I just? No, that's not what I just said. That's not what I said at all. That's not what I fucking said at all. And actually, it pisses me off that you just fucking ignored what I said that bad. I'm be real. I'm about to crash out on you. Try again. What the fuck did I say?
That sending back people that coming here is disgusting?
No, that's not what I said. Try again. If you can't get it right, you're gonna go. I'm gonna move on.
Oh, you didn't only say just people. You said people are coming.
What did I say?
People who are coming here for a better life.
What did I say?
Parents and children. You made it very dramatic. But what you said is that returning people that are coming here. Yes, you added a bunch of words, like.
No, that's not what I said. That's not what I said at all.
Okay, so repeat.
That's not what I said at all. Why would I repeat? You ain't fucking listened the first time.
So don't repeat. You want to have a conversation or not? I'm confused.
I mean, we were trying to have a conversation, but you're trying to wait to talk.
So repeat.
I'm actually real pissed off. I'm going to be so real. I'm really pissed off that you just fucking ignored every single word I said.
I can see that you're pissed off.
Literally didn't even come close.
So repeat.
How about no? Can you at least tell us what piece of legislation has been passed since January 20th? Not an executive order, a piece of legislation that has affected the so-called lower crossings
You don't need legislation. It's up to the executive branch to secure the border.
We know that y'all like to break laws, right? We know you like to do unconstitutional things, but you have to at least have build some kind of like relation. Like this law went into place, this is the action that is taken, and this is the result. You're like, oh, it's like wild, wild west. We understand you guys like to do that. You like to take away people's due process.
It's already illegal to cross the border without
Are you?
permission. We
Do
don't
you
have
live
to
at the
put.
border?
We don't have.
Hey,
We don't
Marty,
have to put.
do you live at
We
the
don't
border?
have. What?
Do you live at the border?
No.
Where do you live?
New York.
Where?
New York.
New York. Right. So why do you live in New York? That must really annoy you with all the immigrants there. Must annoy
Why
the
I
shit.
live in New York?
Yeah.
was born there.
Must
What do you
annoy
mean?
you. What is the problem with immigrants? What's the problem? Why are they deporting immigrants who, number one, haven't had due process, number two, have not been convicted of any violent crime? Why is it that they're not going? If that's really the case, that they want to deport undocumented immigrants, why didn't they start with the prisons?
Crossing the border illegal is a crime, huh? What are you talking about?
It's a misdemeanor. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, and the punishment for this misdemeanor is deportation. You can
Right.
go to
So by
prison
your
also
logic,
for this.
yeah, but by your logic, then people who jaywalk should be deported too. I mean, that can we talk about like such an extreme punishment?
The-
How about taking a teenager while he was going in to check up on his status, right? A teenager who had been here for over 10 years, and then capturing him, because it is capturing, it is kidnapping, and then sending him back to Colombia, which he doesn't even remember. What's up with that? Is that the kind of immigration that you've been looking for, or deportation you look for?
I find it interesting that everybody understands that if an American citizen is gonna break the law, he's gonna get the full consequences of that. He's gonna get arrested, no matter how old he is, and he's
Right.
gonna serve his full sentence. But if somebody is an illegal immigrant, he's just above the law.
Why didn't Trump serve out his sentence? 34-time convicted felon. What was
Are you
his
gonna make
consequence?
it?
What
Are
was
you
his
gonna make?
consequence? Yeah, be quiet. What was his consequence?
Are you gonna make this conversation about Trump like all liberals do when they can't argue about policies?
First off, I'm not a liberal. I don't really care for liberals, to be
conversation.
honest with you. But what I'm doing is challenging your logic. You're like trying to grandstand and be like, hey, and be pious over law. But then you're talking about you're talking about a party led by Trump who had no consequences. Convicted felon, zero consequences.
Okay. I don't support everything what Trump did in his personal life. I support his policy from securing the border. So I want to talk about this policy. If you want to talk a personal conversation about Trump's personality and what he personally did, we can have that conversation. But that's not the conversation that I want to have.
But too bad though, because all this debacle with deporting immigrants is coming from his executive orders.
No, it's coming from me.
No, it's coming
I
from
want you
his executive orders. He personally has been told by the federal courts to knock it off.
to knock
right
off what?
wrongs. And
Enforcing the law?
without due process, do you understand our Constitution?
Which due process? What is due process?
What do you mean you don't know what due process is?
What
If
do you
you're
mean?
I
convicted
think
of
you don't
something-
know.
Oh, sure, yeah, I don't know. Sure.
What is due process?
That's getting your day in court.
Okay.
These people did not get their day in court. They were
And
just
what-
immediately deported. They have that right. They are constitutionally protected to get due process.
So which people didn't get their day in court?
Oh my God. All the people that were sent to Gitmo and then had to be returned.
Yeah.
People that were sent to El Salvador.
When you send people to Gitmo, you're not deporting people. They use Gitmo as a detention center.
Right. But
Right.
why are they doing this kind of stuff? What about the El Salvador? What about Garcia?
Oh, you are
What
talking
about all
about
the
one
people,
particular.
What about the 3,000 people that are in Chrome right now in Miami? What about them?
In Miami, he deported people to Miami. Are you listening to yourself?
Sir, I'm in Florida, and fuck off. Stop being condescending. Chrome is a detention
No, you just said the Trump
in
administration
Miami.
deported people to Miami.
Chrome,
Miami's in the United States.
Chrome is a detention center in Miami.
Yes, they are in
People
the
are
detention center. They are
dying.
deported.
Right, they're
Who
they're
died?
going to be deported.
Yes, after the day in court, if they deserve one.
Oh my God. If they deserve one, they do under constitutional law.
Have you ever heard about expedited
So-
removal?
Yes. Have you ever heard of due process?
So really, oh, I lost audio. Hold on. I was wondering what happened to the audio. I lost audio. Everybody over on YouTube got saved from listening to this idiot for at least 30 seconds. All right, we're back.
Hello, Marty? You gonna yap or what?
No, no, explain me why you are okay with open borders.
When did I say that?
Who said that? That's a straw man.
Because
Who said that?
you are advocating for not enforcing immigration law.
Who said that? What part of immigration law do we advocate for not enforcing?
Deporting illegal immigrants?
Sorry, when did we say that?
All time. That's the whole conversation.
It's not what I.
It's the whole conversation?
Yes. You're arguing
When did we
against
say
deporting
that?
illegal immigrants.
No offense, you have an accent. Where are you? Where'd you pick your accent up from?
From my father?
Right. Was he born in the States?
Yes.
Where did you get the accent from? What accent is that?
It's an interesting one, no?
No, I don't really care.
Oh, this is that guy.
You're interested.
I know this guy. Yeah, he's trying to say he's from New York and he was born in New York.
You're Israeli, aren't you?
I'm Jewish.
He's
not
Jewish.
Israeli.
Oh, okay.
But he's trying to claim that he's born in the U.S., which I find really difficult to believe.
Yeah. It's funny because there was a girl in Utah that just was pulled over by a cop. Then the cop called ahead to ICE. And he stopped her just because she had a little bit of an accent.
Okay.
Yeah, of course you
Are
think
you
it's okay.
saying that he's a bad cop?
I believe that he's not a cop. He was an ICE agent. The cop is the one that pulled her over to give her a driving violation. And then he went and called ICE and ICE deported her. Not deported her. ICE took her in. But
Is she
she's
illegal?
No, she's not.
So why did ICE take her in?
Because she had an accent. Why did you not hear the first part of the story?
So are you arguing that
Teresa.
Are you arguing
got-
that he was a bad ICE agent?
Yes.
Ah,
I'm
okay.
arguing that I'm arguing that you have an accent that can get you pulled over and detained. Wake up.
Teresa, appreciate the 10. Thank you. Can we get some dubs and drumsticks in the chat for Teresa? Appreciate it. Thank you. Teresa, appreciate it. Can we get some dubs and drumsticks in the chat? Nutcracker, appreciate it. Thank you. I'm not going to do that, but Nutcracker, appreciate the 10. Thank you. I mean, I don't know. You might have some trouble there. Can we get some dubs for Teresa with the 10? Nutcracker with the 10. Drew with the 10. This is the rest to kick this guy. Appreciate it. And Trixie with the 20. Can we get some dubs and drumsticks in the chat for Trixie, Drew, Nutcracker, and Teresa? I got 20 in the kick pool. If I don't use it in this morning live, I'll move it over to the next one. I was really done with him. Dark, appreciate it. Thank you. You have argued with this Israeli before. Yeah, I have. So, he tried to convince me that he was born in America. Crazy behavior. Crazy behavior. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out the editing thing here. This actually works really well.
It's just wild because I think like if this is the way the temperature was when my parents like were going for their when they came over, it's just wild. I can't imagine them being treated like this, being pulled over and just because they have accents. It's like, oh, okay, now we're gonna take you and detain you and grill you.
Yeah.
Are you using CapCut
Yep.
now?
No, I'm doing something different.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm doing something different. This is, it's not, this is just, I'm getting video clips ready, and it's something that something that I didn't do originally, and I kind of fucked that up. So now we hear. Now we hear. If you guys are debating, hop in the box, do a last call. Nutcracker, Drew, Trixie, Dark, and Teresa, appreciate it. Thank you guys. If I can get everybody do me a solid really quick, if you guys are over on TikTok, can you guys follow this account? I have a plan. I have a plan to help me out on the channel, but I need some people to follow this. Where's it at? I need as much help. And if you guys want to, watch the videos all the way through, would appreciate it. Get some people in there. That'd be awesome. If you guys want to follow that account right there, would appreciate it. I have some ideas. I have thoughts, but I need some people to follow. So if you guys don't follow that account, if you would appreciate it, go through, like the videos, help me out. I'm trying my best to keep the channel going, and I found a solution, but I need help. I can't monetize that account until it hits 10,000. So it's going to be a minute. It's going to be a minute of posting and all sorts of shit. So if you guys want to support, go follow, like the videos, help get them out there. That account right there. We are going to call it for the morning live. I will be back at 6 p.m. Pacific. You guys can set up your notifications. Also, I'll be live on this account for now. If it changes, go to the Instagram broadcast channel. If you guys are subbed over on TikTok or any one of the platforms, we didn't hit our sub goal this morning, so I think I just added on until tonight. I think that's what I'll do when we don't hit it. But yeah, I will be back tonight at 6 p.m. Pacific. We'll get some debates in. I'm working on some stuff. I'm sorry that I've been off and not as on this last few days. I'm really, really trying to do this because it's going to solve a lot of my issues, but it does take time. So working through all of it. Appreciate everyone, and I will see you guys at 6 p.m. Pacific. Josh, Paige, appreciate you guys.
Yeah, man. Take care.
Joining.
Have a good day.
Yep.
All right, take care. Allison, if you are debating, you can come back in at 6 p.m. Pacific. And I'll see you guys then.